Hello, welcome to sportsbookreview.com, where we continue our discussion for the Champions League, Real Madrid, Juventus versus Real Madrid. What a battle, a sort of a strong defense against a strong attack. Who will prevail? 78 teams in total started off competing for the title. 32 went on to the group stage, and now we are just left with 2. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Natalie.
Hello.
Hello. Now, the odds are mighty finely close, I have to say. Real Madrid 2.5, Juventus 2.8, draw 3.3. You could almost cut them with a knife. Start with you, Juventus. Start with you, Big Man. Obviously, massive Juventus fan. We've actually got 2 people who are on Juventus here since the beginning. Stuart, we did a really early video. I think we did it, goodness knows when. It almost felt like a year ago we did this video, and even then you were on Juventus to win. I think they were about odds of about 15 or something like that, if I remember correctly, back then.
15.
Was it 15?
Before the quarterfinal, before the round of 16, I think it was. We did a video, and they were odds of 15 then.
Yeah.
There was an article to prove it.
There's a time, exactly, there's a date stamp on the video to prove that Stuart has been flying Juventus flag. But the Juventus fan here, obviously, so I'm sure feeling very happy for more reasons than one, is Big Man. They're up against a very strong attack. Will their defense prevail?
Well, yeah, they're up against a strong attack for sure, Natalie, and I am a fan, but I as well have a future on them with Stuart. Stuart got a little bit before me, but yeah, look, Natalie, I think they're okay with it. I mean, they've already faced Barca, they've faced Monaco, and they shut them down. They shut down those attacking forces that are ruthless, really. But now you look at Juventus, they're a little bit different team. They have an attack that you have to worry about now. They don't just sit back and hope to park the bus and you not score against them. They're going to hit you hard on the counter. And I got to tell you, if you looked, they have many options at this point. And I'll obviously mention Higuain and Dybala, but Mario Mandzukic, Pjanic, Dani Alves is how could Barca let him go? I don't get that whatsoever. Dani Alves has been probably the man of Juventus right now in the Champions League. You have to cope now with not only that amazing defense, you have literally some of the most amazing defenders we've seen in this sport in front of the most amazing goalkeeper. I mean, Chiellini and Bonucci and Barzagli. I mean, even their second men are worthy in that back four. It's just, they're just a ruthless team. And I think, there's plenty of options, but the depth, everything is there for Juventus. I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks, for sure.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
I can jump in. I think it really is another case of unstoppable force versus a movable object. We had that in the semi-finals and Real Madrid prevailed, so they will be feeling quite confident. But also I think Juventus will be feeling very confident after keeping Barcelona out for 180 minutes. I'd say the difference between Real Madrid and Barcelona is that Real Madrid are a lot stronger in midfield, and I don't think this Juventus side has come up against quite such a strong midfield yet. I think over the course of 90 minutes, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos and Casemiro will have the beating of Pjanic and Sami Khedira, who's getting on a bit now. So I think they'll be able to feed the ball to Ronaldo quite a lot and give him quite a few more chances than Messi and Neymar got against Juventus. So I think that's perhaps why you might be seeing Real Madrid as the slight favourites here. Back in 2 years ago when they got to the Champions League final, Juventus had Pogba, Arturo Vidal, and Pirlo. I'm not sure they're quite as strong in the centre now. But yeah, I mean, Juventus have every chance with that defence. They could well keep a clean sheet. I think this could go to extra time perhaps. But yeah, I think very, very close game.
Yeah, and also there obviously is the bet also to qualify. Real Madrid 1.75, Juventus 2.1 could be the safer market if you wanted to play the outrights to go to qualify, just in case of that draw at after the 90 minutes. What's your take?
To lift the trophy, I think you want us to lift the trophy.
Lift the trophy.
Yeah, same thing.
Sorry.
Though, isn't it?
Yeah, lift the trophy.
I mean, it's still cool to qualify on certain bookies and certain markets, but it is the same thing effectively now, isn't it?
Yeah, to lift the trophy. We've got, well, actually, in saying that, though, to lift the trophy here, you've got 1.83, so better odds there for Real Madrid. Juventus is the same. So make sure you shop around there for that price, because there's a bit of a difference. Stuart, what's your thoughts here, obviously, against the two different styles of play?
I think very early on, I think probably February, I said that this team needs to be watched because they've got a solid defence, probably the best defence in the entire competition. Midfield, it will create chances, it will back up the defence, it will back up the attack as well. And they've got up front players that can do something a little bit different. And of course, Higuain, who just puts the ball in the back of the net. It's pretty much all he does. And that stays true for this one. Solid defence, fantastic goalkeeper against the Real Madrid side who didn't look fantastic in their last Champions League match. And let's be honest, if Ronaldo comes out and plays the way he did in that game, they ain't going to win. There is no chance.
Yeah, I know. And I think Ronaldo will want a goal from this match. Now, obviously, Juventus did prove, you know, it's sort of real on that kind of like, is it an unders game? Is it an overs game? But Juventus definitely proved that they can score and score well. Is this going to be an intense, high-scoring match?
I think
No, not with Juventus playing, not with that defence, not with, like we say,
But Juventus will go and score, though, won't they? So that will sort of open things up a bit. We saw, obviously, 2-1 Monaco. I think it's possible. I think the over or both teams to score.
There won't be. No, I think I can't see either side scoring 3 goals. One of them might score 2 goals, but I can't see. No, you could see a 2-1 or a 1-1 maybe. I'd be very surprised if this was like a 3-2 or a 5-3 or something. Not with this.
Alex is saying both teams to score 1.9 is gold. What
Alex is bet. I'm both teams scoring over 2.5.
Deja vu. Big Man, what do you think of that bet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because, I mean, we all know he hates Juventus. So, of course, Real. I actually got to say, I do almost agree with him. I think they will score a goal. It's so tough because I really could see a 2-1 final here. I think both teams will score. I actually agree with this tip for once. I think Real Madrid, obviously, we all know, I think they have the best player in the world. We all know that's just my opinion. But you mentioned it. It could be a boring, drabby game. Both teams maybe in the first half really play kind of reserved and just kind of feel each other out. It's only a one-game thing here, guys, so you really can't afford to give something up here. I will point it out, guys. I am about being smart sometimes. Just because it's a big game does not mean you have to bet on it. Clearly, Natalie mentioned you can cut the odds with a knife. It's very difficult to feel out of side here. Just because it's on TV does not mean you have to bet it. That's the one mistake novice bettors make. Just because the game's on and it's a huge game, I'm not betting it. I'm going to hedge my bet probably because I have a future. But as a fan, and if I have no rooting interest here, I just don't know how you look at this game and say, wow, I love that side. It's hard to do that here.
That's the thing. With horse racing, it's much easier to pick the winner at the random little race course in the middle of nowhere in Yorkshire than it is at the biggest festival at Cheltenham or Goodwood or something like that when it's really competitive. That's when you can get sucked in and caught up in the moment of it, but you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at their recent head-to-head, they've actually not met since 2015. But if you were looking at the sort of the trends there, both teams scoring, and 4 of the last 5 matches over 2.5 goals. I really do think both teams to score. Remember, neither of them are playing on their home turf. It's actually going to be in Cardiff, of all places, the National Stadium in Cardiff.
All set up for Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Bale should be at home, shouldn't he?
Maybe he'll start to play well finally.
Going to be a lot of Welsh fans there, yeah.
Hey, Natalie, I got to say one thing. I also want to address this with, with soccer betting or any betting. When you have a future, like
what betting? What betting?
Soccer, football, whatever.
Very careful.
Well, again, I mean, if there's, maybe I don't want to confuse it with American football. Sometimes people come across these videos and think I'm talking about American football. At the end of the day, sometimes you have to look at something and say, am I in this to profit or am I in this to have fun? I'm a fan, surely, but I'm also in the business to make money. For me, when I have an automatic way to profit, I'm going to hedge. And when I'm going to face the best player in the world against a team I don't want to bet against, I'm not just going to let my feet future hang out to dry. I'm going to make some money back. I'm going to guarantee myself a profit and root for my team to win and get me the most profit and also lift the trophy. But you have to be smart sometimes. I think Stuart, I don't know if he'll hedge, but for me, yes, of course I'm going to hedge. That's just something I do regardless.
I'm keeping a very, very close eye on this market. I was looking at the way it's going recently, and I think something like 69% of the bets are going on a Juventus win, and that's going to force the odds down. Now, I think everybody knows that I got in very early for a nice set of. I got 15 when I got on, so you know, I'm in a very nice stage now where I can trade out, and I can lay, and I can end up with a decent winner whichever way this goes. But I'm just looking. I'm keeping a close eye on those bets, and I probably am going to trade out because I do like watching Juve, but I don't really like seeing a few £100 of my money going down the drain on just this kind of bet. It's crazy.
And Stuart, you're still going to have fun because you still have a rooting interest. You still want your heavy side.
Watch.
Yeah, you still have your heavy side. You're not going to bet your whole hedge on the same amount. You're gonna have a side to root for. So you have to hedge. It's important. You're not in this to have fun and eat chips with your friends and root everyone in. You're supposed to make money at this. It's not about all rooting interests. You got to make money, and that's why you have to hedge.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to.
For viewers who might not know what hedging means or to hedge your bet, do you want? And I know you're good, and this is something that you do. So do you want to just tell us or sum it up a little bit?
Okay, so what you can do is, certainly if you've got a Betfair account or Matchbook or any other betting exchange, you can actually get into the market early on, decent odds, and then once those odds have dropped, you can actually bet against the same side, and you can guarantee yourself a profit, depending on how you work it out. You know, I'm in the point now where I can guarantee myself a profit. I can bet against them and lay a certain amount of money, put a certain money on Real Madrid to win, also to win the competition, and I will end up with a profit whichever way this ends up. Of course, you've got to make the decision right early on, because if Juventus had gone out at the round of 16, I'd have ended up with a bit of egg on my face. But it's worked out nicely for me this time.
Yeah.
So get into the market, get out of the market. It's very much like trading stocks. Get in and get out at the right time.
Right.
Yeah. If guys have any questions regarding that, then just drop us a line under the video if it's finished, or on the side comments now for us to answer. And then Stu, you were also mentioning that 69% of the money now is going on Juventus, because that leads to my next question. We're obviously doing this early, and the idea is to catch some early value. If you were going to hedge on Juventus right now, is now the time to do it before those odds drop even more?
No, absolutely not. I think just this weekend, we've got a game where Juventus can win the title. And having watched the bet battle, despite the fact I think Alex made some good points, I'm still with Big Man. I think Juventus is going to win this one. And I think once they've won it, you're going to see those odds drop even further, because Juventus can concentrate on winning the Champions League and not have to push their season on another game or so, and seeing which way things end up.
Good point.
Get the league out of the way, and then you can rest your players. Then you can get players who are absolutely perfectly fit and just time everything beautifully for that one game. And managers love that kind of opportunity. So for me, it's Juve to win this weekend, Juve to tie up the championship Serie A, and then just go from there and get everything right for this game. Whereas Real Madrid, they're still in a battle.
They are indeed, and they will also have one foot in that battle. What were you going to say, Martin?
I was just going to say there's also all sorts of variables that you just can't really factor in. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo could pull his hamstring tomorrow, and the odds on Real Madrid will shoot out, and the odds on Juventus will go in. I think you just have to trust in your system, or trust in your thoughts on it now, really. Seems like Juventus is the trendy bet, though. I can imagine the odds shortening on Juventus and drifting a little bit on Real Madrid, because everyone's sort of buying into how strong their defence is.
Yeah, but they do score as well. Anybody got something to add? I'm going to sort of move over to the bets now. What bets that we are going to take at this early stage? But Martin does make a good point. But anybody got something else they want to talk about?
Yeah, just 2 more points, Natalie, quickly. Let's make sure Ronaldo's not vacationing in Ibiza a couple of days before, because he did not look particularly good in the last game against Atletico Madrid. Obviously, it wasn't as important of a game. They obviously kind of had it already tied up. One other thing, I think the public will come in and bet Real Madrid. It's just too early. A lot of public bettors, public meaning casual bettors, maybe that just look at a name and a team. I think they're still going to bet Real Madrid. Real Madrid is a trendy name. Anyone that doesn't follow football in this country, they know Ronaldo. They know Cristiano Cristiano Ronaldo. They know Real Madrid. I think they're going to be the trendy bet. And I think if you want Juventus, I think you should wait because I think the line is going to go favorable in your direction. Public will come in and bet Real Madrid here. You can bet on that.
Public will come in, but it'll be the last 24, 48 hours because those are the times that the trendy bettors get in. Amen. So people are just pub watchers. A few hours before the games, watch those Real Madrid odds just drop through the floor.
Yeah,
so
I would
people
bet
still want to trade. Wait until the day before, get on, and then get out before the game.
And Stuart, the thing is, you would agree with this. I mean, the numbers aren't going to go wacky here. You're still going to get a great price regardless. But for me, I'm going to look 30 minutes before this game starts to get my money up because I think Juventus is going to have a little bit better price here due to the fact of your pub people and your casual people that just want to watch the game and have a stake on it. I'm going to get in right before this game starts and hopefully get a little bit better value back. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, to trade out, I want to get the lowest possible Juventus odds because I'm betting against them. So trading out, I want to get them when they're hot and running. So
yeah. So you're going to wait until basically right at the end. You're just following. You're following right now. Public money coming in, and then wait to the lowest price. Where do you see it going to? Do you know how low it's going to go?
Well, at the moment, you're looking about an average of 3.06 for the Juventus win. I reckon that can get down to 2.8.
2.8. Right now, though, it's 2. What is it now?
No, it's Juventus at the moment. The best odds
I've got 2.8 with they're dropping at it's 2.8 with Bet365. 2.88 Paddy Power.
That's 3 I've got with Bet365. 2.88 for Real Madrid.
No, I've got 2.8.
Often different odds in different countries.
But like Martin said, I think that the consensus though this year is, particularly this year, the growing fad this year is Juventus. People are buying into Juventus. They're all of a sudden, for a casual fan, people know them. That great defense. Do I think someone's asking, Throw Marina, do you guys think Juventus defense might be slightly overrated? No, I think you're slightly nuts. That's what I think. Again, no, they faced. I mean, they're absolutely fantastic defensively. They're the best in the world, and I'm not just saying that. All these guys will agree with you. But yeah, it'll be interesting, Stuart, to see where the line moves because I can make a case the public comes in on either side here. Really.
Yeah. No, you're right. The public will come in on Real Madrid because that's the name. That's the name that everybody knows because they were the winners last year. They were the winners 3 years ago. Right. Gareth Bale will be fit for this one, and he is the kind of player that scores in finals. So, whatever you want to say about him, he is probably
in Cardiff. He'll want to go, won't he, in front of all of his Welsh fans. What were you going to say, Martin?
I was just thinking about Gareth Bale's pace taking on Chiellini and Barzali. He could leave him for dead, which could be a bit of a problem for Juventus. I was just going to make a slightly controversial point earlier that Real Madrid have had a lot of help from the officials in the Champions League this season. Ronaldo scored a lot of offside goals, and the Spanish teams do seem to get quite favourable treatment from the officials at the moment. So in a game as close as this, something like that could swing it in Real Madrid's favour.
I don't think that's controversial at all. I think that's a fantastic point. I think I'm glad you mentioned it. It's something that no one wants to come out and say, but we know. It's like LeBron James in the NBA. He just gets special treatment. It's like Tom Brady in the NFL. That is something you're going to have to work against here with Real Madrid being the golden boys of world football. That's just the name of the game.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, right, big man. So first of all, who you think will win the trophy and over or under, and then your best bet, your early bet. What do you think?
This is real tough, just because I really don't think there's a lot of value in betting the game. But I think Juventus will win. I think Buffon finally gets it. I think this team is this is the best Juve team I've seen in some time. They have it all. As far as the total, I got to be honest. I think it's 2-1, honestly, somehow. We'll see. I think it's going to be a great game, but I'll root in my future. I'll hedge. I'll make a guaranteed profit and see a great game, hopefully. So it's going to be great. I'm sure hopefully everyone watched it, and maybe the casual people that maybe don't understand or something, maybe they feel a love for soccer the way we do.
Yeah. Okay. So Juve win, and but you're saying there's not much value at the moment. Obviously, we will be approaching this game closer on to see where the lines have moved.
It's a coin flippy type of game. I'm not into betting coin flippy games. I want to have an edge.
That's why lifting the trophy really could be the safer way to play it.
But
instead of determining the results, because this could be very, very cagey, very, very tight.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah, you're really flipping a coin, Natalie. I mean, who penalty kicks? We all know. I mean, you and me and all of us can go out and probably score a goal. So penalty kicks can go anyway. You never know. There's just not a lot of value here on this game. I don't know how.
Yeah. Okay, Martin, what do you think?
Just to mix things up a bit, I'm going to go for Real Madrid. I said earlier this season that no team ever wins the Champions League twice in a row. It's never happened. So rule Real Madrid out. But I just feel like there's maybe a slight sense of destiny about them this year. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's getting on a bit. He's 32 now. He's desperate to seal his legacy. I know he didn't play very well in the second game against Atletico, but he's been so up for it in the big games. He scored a hat-trick in the first game. He absolutely put Bayern Munich to the sword. I think they will get a bit of the rub of the green from the officials, bit of luck there. And I think they've got a 3-man midfield, which could overpower Juventus's 2-man midfield. So I think it will be extremely close. But if pushed, I'm just going to go for a narrow Real Madrid win now. And the odds do look pretty interesting. Got about 2.71 on Real Madrid there. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be saying it.
To be decided in the 90 minutes.
Yeah, to beat him in the 90 minutes. And I'd be quite interested after this conversation in seeing what the odds on Gareth Bale to score at any time are, because I think in front of a Welsh crowd, his pace could really give a bit of trouble.
I know.
The
odds aren't out actually at the moment.
No, I don't think they've released lines on that yet. There's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot of crazy prop bets coming out, so you can have a bit of fun if you want. I think the ones that are really going to be making a lot of money and having most of the fun are the bookmakers, though. So,
hey, Martin.
Yeah.
If this game was played in anywhere but Wales, who would you personally start, Bale or Isco? Personally,
I don't know. I think Bale could be a good option off the bench. But Isco's a bit more conservative. I'd probably just put Bale in just because he's got that game-changing pace that could really cause problems. And I think Modric is a relatively similar player to Isco anyway. So I'd probably go with that. I think Real Madrid have got quite a balanced midfield. So just to have that extra attacking talent on the pitch would probably just sway it for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'd put Bale as well, actually. What are you going for, Stuart?
Well, I'm still thinking Juventus going to win this. The reasons I said for best defence, best all-round midfield, I think, and also a lethal front line. I think they've just got the chance. I'm going to be looking for the goal scorer markets. I think I'm going to free up enough money to give myself a free bet and play something in just a little bit of a play in the goal scorer markets. And I think I'll be looking for Gonzalo Higuain, frankly. Okay.
Yeah, my bet, I think if I had to pick a winner, it would be Juventus. But my tip actually is both teams to score 1.9. I can tell you, Alex is going for Juventus to score over 1.5 goals, and that's priced around 3, I believe, at this point. Wow. Going in strong. I know. I was going to see what you guys thought of that tip.
Well, I like it.
The only way that's going to work is if Real Madrid score first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're talking a 1-0 win to Juve.
Do you think that if they score, they're going to sort of park the bus, or they won't feel confident until they've got 2 goals?
No, Juve, I think they'll score 1 and they'll shut the game down. It won't be parking the bus; it will be shutting the game down.
Yeah, I think they could get a late one. I think it's 1-1 late in the game, and Mandzukic does something crazy and. Watch him in this game. He could be an interesting wild card. He's been all over the place, and he hasn't really gotten. He can be a terror a lot of the time. He's really spotted with his mouth, and he him and some others. I mean, you guys would agree. Mandzukic is a guy that gets under people's skin normally, and he's. I know they're not going to be quick to give red cards here, but he could be someone that makes it easy for Real to get into a good situation with some of his antics at times. I love him, but. Yeah, I feel like this is 2-1. I don't know.
Sergio Ramos, 23 red cards in his career,
right.
is it?
Nah, I hear you.
Yeah, as a player, you can wind up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ramos
another
could score though. He's a big game player. He gets a lot of goals in important games. I'd look maybe to him in the anytime goal scorers market. He comes up with so many late important goals.
Yeah. All right. Wrapping things up. So those are the early odds. Watch the lines. Oh, also, there was a message from Vitalis about the formation of both teams, especially you were mentioning about Juventus. Yes, a lot of people like to wait until when they see the lineup, and then also in play. Of course, we will be doing as well. We have a Twitter feed. We talk about our bets over Twitter. So we will be doing that. Pardon, big man?
If it's not broke, don't fix it with Juve.
Yeah. Okay. Best of luck, guys, with the early betting. Thank you, obviously, to the panel for coming on, and have an amazing weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.